Welcome to Yoga 77. My name is Jackie. We're going to begin by facing the back of the chair or maybe a bench breakfast bar. And just begin by walking your feet back, just little steps. Eye gaze can come slightly down. And then walking the feet back in. So just take a few more like this. Just notice the length that you're starting to encourage through the spine, maybe through your arms, maybe through the backs of the legs. And you might inhale as you walk the feet in towards your chair, standing a little taller, and then exhaling as you walk the feet back. Maybe the feet come back a little bit further. Nice, just working with your breath and just bring in that idea of creating length through the spine, through the side body. You might start to bend through your knees, maybe stick your hips out towards the back of the room or behind you. Maybe the shoulders start to draw down and back as you come back to standing. Let's take 2 or 3 more like this. Starting to connect to the rhythm of your breath. Again, it might be an exhale as you walk the feet back, drawing the hips back, maybe bending through the knees, a little bit more length through the arms, the spine, side body. Inhaling back up to standing, opening through the heart space, lifting through the crown of the head. And then next time you come with the feet back into your downward facing dog, we're just going to pause. So you might adjust your feet, you might bring them a little wider, a little closer. Just want to notice what feels supportive. And then maybe a little bit more bending through the knees, maybe just drawing your tailbone back a little further, sticking the bottom out behind you, lengthening through the arms, and try to stay on the palms of your hands so the fingers are reaching forward. And just see if you can picture the long line running from your fingertips, running down your arms, through the side body, right to the tailbone. Let's take some movement through your head if the neck feels like it's a little tight or there's a little bit of tension there, knowing that the tension often lingers around the neck or the shoulders. Nice, and just notice your breath in this shape. And it might feel a little bit tricky to breathe here as you are extending through your body. You might notice movement through your belly with your breath, or you might notice it through the rib area, perhaps in your side body, maybe between your ribs. And then it might be your next inhale. Just take your time to walk your feet back up towards your chair. Nice, and just bring the hands off the chair and take some free movement there. Just let that all go. Bring your feet a little wider and start to allow the arms just to go side to side. So think of a swaying motion. And just think of a floating, smooth, gentle side to side swaying. You might start to notice that one heel starts to lift and then the other. Notice again if the shoulders feel tight. See if you can allow your shoulders to be soft, and then let go of any holding on through the arms, through the hands, and just let the arms flop side to side. You might start to make the movement a little bigger. Your gaze might start to go out over your back shoulder, the other way, but just notice what happens to the balance there. You might feel like making the movement a little bit bigger. You might be moving smaller. Let's take a few more like this. Feel free to notice what's happening to the breath here. If you feel like breathing in through your nose and sighing it out through your mouth, go for it. Maybe try one of those with me, breathing in through your nose, sighing it out. Give that another go if that feels somewhere that is the right place for you to go today. And we'll just start to make that movement a little smaller. Notice if you can keep that heaviness through the arms, softness through your shoulders. Alrighty, we'll just come into your stillness. So your stillness might be with a hand on your chair. Might be just a little connection, maybe a couple of fingers, a finger on the chair, or maybe arms by your side. Maybe reaching fingers down towards the floor. Might just check the feet are about hip distance apart. Nice, and then just start to notice the lift through the front body, openness through the heart space, lifting through the crown of the head, shoulders down, heavy, soft shoulders. Might close your eyes down here in your Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's take another 3 to 5 full breath rounds here. Let's notice the flow of your breath. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Again, if it's available to you, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And on your next exhale, just bring the hands to your legs and just start to let the head come down. Stick the bottom out a little so that your belly can come towards your thighs. So just taking it into your forward fold. You might bring forearms to your legs. You might come down a little further. Belly might come down to your thighs. And then take the time to ground down with the soles of your feet. Roll yourself back up from wherever you are. Once you arrive, just roll the shoulders down and back. Notice that length again, and we'll try that again. So we're just bending through the knees. Stick the bottom out. And you can bend through the legs as much as you like. Belly towards the thighs. And then use your inhale to roll yourself back up. Notice the core muscles, your tummy muscles starting to waken up. Roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. Notice that length, and then we'll come in again. So softness through the knees, bottom draws back, belly towards your thighs, and then let the head be heavy, shoulders heavy. Nice, and we'll just take some little rocks side to side. So hands might be down on the ground, on your mat. You might bring opposite hands to opposite elbows. If you're up a little higher, you might be on your forearms. You might be on your hands. So hands on the thighs. Nice, and again, just come back through center, roll yourself all the way back up. Beautiful. Now this time we're going to roll down into our forward fold, but we're going to stay down. So again, it might be your exhale. Belly comes down towards thighs, and then bringing your hands down onto the ground or onto your mat. And we're going to reach back with the right foot. And try to stay up on the back toes. You might bring that foot a little wider. Nice. And then come up onto your fingertips. Beautiful. Now, using the chair is one option to bring yourself up into crescent lunge, or hands onto your leg, or no hands. So we're going to come into our crescent lunge. You might reach arms up above the head. You might have a hand on your chair. And then pushing out through the sole of that back foot. Just maybe taking 2 to 3 more breaths here. And then we're going to push off that back foot. We're going to bring the right leg up. Again, option to use the chair. So you might still have a hand on the chair. And then cross the right leg over and bring the toes down to the ground so that you can really activate through the legs like you're squeezing the thighs together. All right, bring hands to heart center. You might, again, keep a hand on the chair. Now, option here is to play with taking the toes off the ground in your eagle pose legs, or you might take the foot in behind your standing calf. So a few different options here, using the chair as much as you like, taking the bind if you like, or if you get a little bit wobbly, just bring the toes down. Nice, and then you can really bring that activation into your midline. Notice an opening through the chest, lift through the crown of the head. So think about lengthening the spine. Almost like you're lifting your heart space up towards your thumbs if you've got the hands at heart center. You can even do that with one hand on the chair. And when you're ready to come out, see how very slowly you can unwind, let that go. Nice, and just take some movement, almost like you're just pedaling it out, rinsing it out. Nice, and then take the weight into your left foot. Again, option to use the chair. And we're going to float the right leg up. So option here is to have a go bringing the arms up and overhead. Again, you might bring one arm up, one hand on the chair. Beautiful. You might bring the leg a little closer towards the belly. Beautiful. And then just take some movement through the foot. So again, you might be taking this with a hand on the chair. You might choose to bring that top arm down. Really nice. And then we're going to work the right leg towards straight. You might point through the toes. Beautiful. Option again is to try that with both arms reaching up. Beautiful. And then float the arms back down. If they were up, bend through the leg. Slowly come all the way back down. Nice. Again, just some movement through your hips. Beautiful, and we will try that again. So again, we're going to inhale. We might come up onto the right toes first. This might be your balance. You might stay on the toes, might bring the toes off, might bring the leg a little higher, might come up higher. Beautiful, and again, we'll work that leg towards straight, maybe extending out through the arms or one arm. Maybe point through the toes, stand nice and tall. Beautiful, bend through that right leg. Bring it slowly down. Beautiful, just let that go, rinse it out, maybe some movement through your hips. And we'll take the chair to the other side. Beautiful, so feet hip distance apart. Just notice that openness through the chest, through your heart space. Just come into mountain pose Tadasana. Just have a little pause here just to scan through one side of your body and the other. Just notice one foot, the other foot. Just notice if there's any differences. Notice one leg, the other leg. And you might notice one leg feels maybe lighter than the other or heavier. Might feel longer or shorter. There might be tingling in one leg, maybe not in the other. You might just notice something different. You might not notice anything at all. That's okay. Just notice what you notice. You might close the eyes down and see what you can notice. And we'll stay here for another 2 to 3 breath rounds. Just notice what there is in your body. You might reconnect to your breath here, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through your nose. Beautiful, and then no hurry at all. It might be your next exhale. We'll come down into that forward fold again. So bend through the knees, bottom comes out, belly towards your thighs, and we'll plant the hands down. Beautiful, and then we're going to step back with the left foot. So again, staying up on the back toes. So you might widen that foot a little, come up maybe onto the fingertips, or you might be using a chair here to come up. So see if you can find a little bit of activation through the tummy muscles, through your core. Ground down with the front foot, the front leg, and then maybe bringing hands to that front leg, pushing out through the sole of the back foot. Notice the strength through the center of your body. You might bring arms up and overhead. You might be using the chair. Might keep the arms down. Maybe your practice today. Another 2 to 3 breaths here. Notice the lift through the spine. If you want an extra challenge, feel free to bring the eye gaze up towards your hands or towards the ceiling. Nice work, and then we're going to push off that back foot. So again, feel free to use the chair or not. Bring that left leg up. Beautiful, and then we're going to cross it over. So we're coming into our eagle pose. So again, you might allow the toes to stay connected to the ground, to your mat. Nice, and then bend through that standing leg as much as you wish. Squeeze the thighs together so you can notice activation through the tummy, through the core muscles. Soft shoulders, openness through the heart space. Little lift through the crown of the head. And then option again is to play with the crossed leg. So you might bring the foot off the mat, so toes up and off. You might bring your foot in behind your standing calf. And just finding your shape. Again, feel free to bring your hand to your chair. Try not to grip onto the chair. Try to just have a light connection. So it might even just be a finger, 2 fingers. Maybe just the palm of the hand, the fingers. Let's notice your breath here. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Find somewhere to fix your gaze. Knowing you can bring those toes down at any stage. You might still have the toes down. Nice, and then see how slowly you can unwind. Just let that go. Just take any movement that you need, that comes to you, that feels right. Beautiful, and then we'll float the left leg up. So again, you might be on your toes. This might be your shape today. You might have a go bringing arms up and overhead. You might stay on the left toes or bring the leg up. Option to bring a hand down to the chair, any stage. You could lower the other arm too. You might just be working on the lower body today. Nice, and again, we'll take some movement through that foot, through the ankle, circling. You might point the toes, flex your foot, you might spread the toes out. You can always bring the hand behind the leg as well. That feels a little bit more supportive, and you might be taking the circles with the leg a little lower. Beautiful, so again, we'll bring that leg up. Nice, and then we'll work the leg towards straight. So remember, you can have the option of taking the arms out to the side or one arm. Maybe point through the toes, rebending, and let that leg go. Slowly down, beautiful, maybe some movement, or have one more go through that. So we're bringing the leg up, maybe a little bit taller. Beautiful, and then we'll work it towards straight. Beautiful, rebending. And then come down slowly. And just let that go, maybe some movement through your hips. Beautiful. And then bring your hands onto your thighs or onto the chair. A couple of options here. We're just going to come through some standing cat-cows. So see if you can bring the shoulders forward, gaze comes down, almost like you're drawing the belly back. So curving through the spine, coming into your standing cat pose. And then reverse it, rise back up, ground down with the soles of the feet and just let the shoulders come back. Gaze might come up towards the ceiling. So it might be an exhale as you dome into your spine into cat. And it might be an inhale as you open up through the chest into your cow shape. Really nice. The other option is to have the hands on your chair for this movement. So again, you're doming through the upper back. And then as you rise back up, just let the shoulders come down and back. Eye gaze might come up. And exhale into your cat. And an inhale as you take it into your cow. Just take another 2 or 3 of these in your own time. If you'd prefer to come down into tabletop, take your cat-cow on your wrists. You're very, very welcome. Otherwise, always nice to know that you can still take this movement through the spine as you're standing. Sometimes it might not be the right place to come down onto all fours. And you just need some movement through the spine just to release. Beautiful. And then just take some rolls through your shoulders. Maybe rolling forwards, maybe rolling back. Nice. And then feel free to take your shavasana on your chair. You might already be down on the ground or on your mat. You might prop your feet up on something, maybe a footstool, cushion. And just get comfortable in your chair, maybe a blanket, another layer. And just relax. So just scan through your body. Notice if there is any tight spots there. Let's take some movement maybe through the neck. Just adjust, get fussy, bring pillows in behind. Check the legs are comfortable, feet are comfy, arms are comfy. And just take the time to scan through your body, from the crown of your head down to your toes. Just breathe into any areas where you notice any tension, any holding on. Just invite softness. Start to soften your forehead. Notice your eyebrows, the little space between your eyebrows. Notice your cheeks. Notice your jaw. Notice your teeth, your tongue, your lips. And you might even allow your lips just to be slightly apart. Notice your neck. Notice your chest and your belly. Fingers soft, gently curled. Toes soft. Just notice the weight of your back body, maybe leaning back on your chair. Weight of your legs, weight of your feet. The weight of your shoulders, shoulders drawing down and back. Arms heavy, elbows heavy. Backs of your hands heavy. Just noticing your body, letting go. If you notice any thoughts pop into your head, know that's perfectly okay, perfectly normal. Just acknowledge the thoughts and just let them drift off before more thoughts start popping into your head. If you can stay here for longer, I invite you to pause the video, stay for another 5-10 minutes. Otherwise, if you're ending your practice now, you might just start to gently awaken your body, bring your mind back into your body. Start to invite some little movements into your body, so you might turn your head side to side. You might wriggle your fingers, maybe your toes, maybe sit up a little bit more on your chair. Might stretch up through the legs, through the arms, through the side body. Beautiful. And we'll end our practice with a couple of shared breaths. If you'd like to join me, inhaling, arms up and overhead, palms might meet, and then exhale through your heart center. Let's take one more like that. Breathing in and letting it go. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Go well. Namaste.